Hello everyone, welcome to this live stream. So I'm trying something new because it's really late here. What time is it here? It's 1:30 a.m. right? It's confusing. I mean, it's in the middle of the night and I would normally not stream at this time, but I thought I figured to try it because I'm just curious to see what the difference would be in viewership or engagement with the stream at this time. So I streamed. My first stream was, I think, 6 a.m. for me, and then I did one at 10 a.m. for me. Then I did one at like 4. This is in the middle of the night, just to see how many viewers I get with this at this time. Not that I would be able to repeat it often, but so I want to thank a lot of you because my Patreon page is going really well since 2 weeks. I mean, it was going really well before, but there's something to these live streams that has pulled more people towards my Patreon page, and I really appreciate it. Of course, there's lots of tabs there, and I think I've been sharing some really nice phrases lately. So if you want the tab, you could check out my Patreon. The link will be in the description. And another thing is that my allergies or hay fever is like hitting me like crazy. I don't know what happened the last 2 days, but apparently there's something here in the Netherlands now with the pollen. It's called pollen, but for some reason I'm really affected by it. So if I popped some pills, but if I can't cope with my nose running, then I have to stop also. I want to start, so I want to go on with my exploration of the Van Hemert System 2.0. This is the second video. If you didn't watch the first video, there's a link to that video in the description, so you can watch that too. And to repeat myself, so once I've gone through all the new lines, I will compile everything into one neat package and make a separate video, which won't appear on the channel, in which I will play through all the phrases, like one after the other, so you can always check back how this sounds, and that will be for sale. I don't know how much it will be, but that's a long way out. I first want to go through all the phrases in the stream, so you could also just watch all the streams and get all the phrases that way, but then you won't have access to the video in which I play all of them in a shorter format. I want to start now with a comment I got on my Patreon page, to which I replied. But I think it's interesting for other people that have seen the first video. So let me get that comment in the screen. I think it's this one. Yeah. So, oh, now I can't read it myself because it's pretty small. Let's make the screen bigger. How do we do that? Right here, I think. Yeah, okay. So Nicholas Burke, who's one of my patrons, writes, so he's referring to the first stream in which I was demonstrating all those lines, and I was just improvising over a coquette and then playing the line I was talking about, but then in between the lines, I was just improvising. He writes, the runs you play in between the lines between the lines, are these easy to play fast stock licks or scales or just arpeggios? I've always wondered what they consist of, and I'm not very good at figuring them out. Right? Over the last year, I've acquired quite a lot of material, and at once has this been addressed. And it has always been a piece of the puzzle that has been missing, I feel. It seems to be the ingredient for spicing up themes, for example. When starting to improvise, try just spicing up the melody a little at first, but my question is always with what? One clip on YouTube with Fabi Lavatin, he says something like, in songs with gaps you can fill out with something. And the interviewer asks with what, and Fabi continues to play to show, not explaining. Now, I expect the answer will be what sounds good, and after all, that is the perfect answer. I was always curious about this though. Sorry for the long post, I didn't know how to make it shorter. So he's basically saying, so what were you playing in between those phrases that you were teaching us? How did you come up with this stuff? But the answer is very easy. All the phrases I was playing were also phrases I've practiced at one point. They were just not the ones that I was teaching. But in principle, everything I'm playing is something I've transcribed at some time and practiced for hundreds of repetitions with a metronome, the way I showed you in the last video, and with backing tracks. And then of all those phrases I'm practicing, maybe 10%, 15% sticks, right? The other ones I forget, but the ones that stick, they really speak to me somehow. They fit with the other stuff I'm doing, or I don't know, I just like them. And after a while, I'll start varying them, changing them, altering them, and they start to feel like my lines, right? They don't, it's not like I can say, okay, I got this line from this transcription and that line. No, I've been playing them so much, and that's why they sound natural. That's why people might think, oh, he's coming up with that stuff on the fly, which I'm not. Which I pretty think that would be impossible. Well, it's not impossible, but impossible for me, let's say it like that. So I've pointed him to some other resources. We can check out my answer. So I actually say that my answer is exactly what I just told you, so I won't repeat it. But then I show him, I point him towards other videos on my channel with many of the phrases. Okay, you can see the reply. I can open the reply right here. I point him towards other videos on my channel with probably the phrases he's looking for. So what I will do is I will link those videos also in the description. Many of them are already linked, but just remember that all the phrases I'm playing, they're probably in some of the videos already, right? So it's nothing magical, it's just other phrases I've practiced. But the point of this from the Hemert System 2.0 is to train, to get you fluent over 251 progressions, because in the end, that's the basis of improvisation. If you are fluent with 251s, then the rest will come easy, because with 251s you can fill already so much space. So I want to get back to that system. So in the first video I showed the first 5 lines, and now I want to show you the next 5, and there will be many lines that I didn't show, but I'll make more videos and you will see them. So this is line number 6, right? It's 251 in C, D minor, G7, C. And this line sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's nice, some nice chromatics. And I will do the same thing I did in the last video. I will demonstrate how that would sound on Coquette, because that's not too fast, so you can follow. And of course I will improvise the other stuff, but now you know what I'm doing. Here we go. In G. There you go, it's a nice sounding line. Yeah, again, the theory is not important. Just try to store this line in your ears and link them to your finger, to the fingers on the fretboard. And in the end, you're just hoping to hear this phrase when you're improvising. And nothing more to say. Of course, we're still on the system position 3A2, right? Which means it's the third, position 3, the third of the 2 chord, right? of course, if we're in C, it would be F minor, and we're on the A string with the second finger, so A2. And I can show you for clarity. I mean, I'll show it in the first video. That's what we're doing right now, right? It's position 3, A2, and the first 5 lines I showed in the first video, and I'm going to show you the second 5 lines. So let's go to line number 2 for this video, but for the whole system, that would be line number 7. Again, it starts the same way because all these lines start the same way, and this one sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this employs the parts of the octatonic scale, which is this half step, whole step scale. But there's actually, it ends with chromatic, so I mean, it's just a small part. Hi, Watermelon Man, I see your comment now. Let me play that with the backing track, and maybe I will combine it with the first one too, but the first chorus I will play this line. Yeah, okay, that's line number 7. We're going to line number 8. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice altered line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, for this line, you could, instead of playing the high B flat, you could play a high B. That's a nice effect. You get, that's a nice sound. So you can choose which one you want to play. In D, I didn't explain it. I was improvising in D. So then, if you want to play this line in D, so it starts from E minor, you have to play it 2 frets up, right? That would be with a C or with C sharp. Let's improvise with that one. Yeah, great line. Okay, now I need to blow my nose. Wait, let me mute the microphone. And I'm back. Okay, that was line number 8. Let's go to line number 9. 2 more lines, guys. 2 more lines. Oh, this is a really nice line. 3, 4. I don't want to go into theory, but maybe it's nice to say, like, on the G7, we're playing an E major triad. Or E7 actually, because there's also D. But if you play E major triad on G, you get this sound. Right, there's an E major triad here, and I play G7 on the bottom. That's what you call octatonic or half whole diminished. Let's play that with the backing track. So then in D would be. Alright, let me do it like this. So you can. Some people said that I should not always have my face blocked. So. And we're going to the last line. Yep. Last line for today. Is that right? Let me just check. I want to be correct. This was the first line we did, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So this starts on beat 3. So we get 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I know I got this line from Borelli, 3, but it's a kind of a standard bebop line. 1, 2, 3. This is a great line to play on a short 2/5. Let's say you have a half bar of everything. So 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you start on the 1, 3, 4. It kind of resolves nicely in the next bar. But so if you start on B3, you can play it on a long 2/5, or you can just change the rhythms and play something like 3, 4. Right, whatever you want. I mean, you can change the rhythms for all these lines instead of playing. Why not just play. Or, I mean, you have to experiment with it. Okay, let me play this line with backing track. So I was just playing around with all the lines and even some lines from the last video. So that's the point, of course. In the end, you want to just use all the lines, and I can see now the lick was not really in the picture. Wow, it was small anyway. There you go. Okay, so these were all the lines for today, and I'll be back with more lines, and to my surprise, actually there's less people online than when I stream at 10, so that's interesting. So that's probably a better time, but it's also a better time for me, so that's great. Let me see if there are any questions for me to answer. The backing is a little quiet. Sorry. Yeah, that's difficult to judge for me because I can hear it really well because there's a speaker right here, but I can understand that it's too quiet in the... You know what? I'll do it again with a louder backing. Let me see. How loud is this? It's probably better, right? Oh. It's from the first video. Second video. So by the way, I uploaded a new backing track. I did it especially for these lessons because it's all 251s. And if you don't know the tune, it's called Tune Up. It's a Miles Davis tune. It's pretty fast, so it is really to use after you've got the hang of these lines. So let me give it a try. It's pretty late now, so. Yeah, so this tune goes like this. Let's see. That's that tune. It's that tune. So here's the track. It's all 251s. So now I was just playing phrases from the whole system, right? Because that's the thing, if the tempo is fast, I'm just playing, because I know all these phrases really well for my system. It's not like I just invent them for you, right? These are just phrases I play all the time. And once you know them, you will recognize them all the time when I play. It's always very, when I give a workshop and I show all these phrases and then I start jamming, and I'm always like very conscious people now actually know exactly what I'm doing. But that's not a problem, because that's the point. But when the tempo is fast, I want to be flowing, so I don't want to force myself to play certain things. But if I were to do that, I would take one and play it all the time, right? So let's say that's the last thing I'm going to do. Let's say I'm taking this one, one that we did today. Let's say we're doing the which one did we do today? Let's do this one. I would just repeat it all the time like this. Like that, and then maybe I'll take two and I'll alternate them, right, like that, and then after a while there's like 10, and then I'll be free with them. Okay, final rounds for questions. What's your approach? Martin Gallagher says, what's your approach on improvising on songs you've never heard of? Well, it depends a little bit on how difficult the song is, but I mean, most songs, especially in gypsy jazz, they're all very similar, right? It's all 2-5-1s. It's very rare that there's a song that's so difficult that I wouldn't know what to do at all. But that's because I've been playing and practicing so long, and I played so many songs, and I know so many songs. So usually I can relate them to something I already know. But of course, if it's a song like Dolphin Dance, I made a video about that. Find it on my YouTube channel. Then I wouldn't know what to do, so I would have to think about it. I have to kind of translate it or transform it to something that I know, right? And then because in the end, all the songs can be reduced to pretty simple things, but sometimes it's not clear immediately how it works with songs like Dolphin Dance, which are very difficult to see that because basically Herbie Hancock is substituting a bunch of normal chords with all kinds of different sounds, which if you're an accompanist, you really have to play. But as a solo player, if you know what the underlying simple harmony is, you can just improvise the normal way, and it will sound extra cool because of the nice chords behind it. So that's my approach to new songs. If I have to learn a new song, I probably already know big parts of it because it's similar to other songs. That's how I do it. No, I never play just arpeggios. I play phrases. I don't play any scales or arpeggios because I'm just getting the question. You then just play arpeggios, but I don't know any arpeggios. I don't know any scales. I don't even know the names of the notes on many places on the neck. I just know phrases, how they sound and where they are on the guitar. That's all I practice. So if you hear an arpeggio, it's because it's part of a phrase, right? If I play something like this, okay, that's an arpeggio in G minor. I know that, but that's because I was practicing this because it was in a solo somewhere, or Stockholm played it somewhere, and then I learned it. Or if I play, okay, that's G minor 6 arpeggio, but I learned it as a phrase, and of course this is before it. So it's a whole phrase, it's not just an arpeggio. So I never played just arpeggios, not because I don't like them, but because I don't know them. And also I think phrases are nicer than arpeggios or scales. That's the reason why I advise against learning scales. There's nothing wrong with learning scales, but it's not the thing that you want to play in a solo. No, I've never heard a good solo that consists of scales. I only heard the good solos that consist of nice phrases. Maybe they are based on scales, but now you have a choice. You can learn the scale and then have to learn how to be interesting with the scale, or you can learn the phrase and be immediately interesting and then change the phrase a little bit and make variations on something that's already interesting to begin with. So that's just my philosophy. I know it's not the only way. There's many ways towards playing well, but that's my way, and I think it's a pretty fast way. I mean, I don't play guitar for that long, so I think that's the fastest way, is to just learn lines that sound great and play those. Okay, I guess I've learned something new about this time. It's not the best time to stream, but of course it doesn't matter because the video will be up for other people to watch too. If you want a tab for these lines and many other lines, check out my Patreon, and links in the description. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.